All right, folks, let's do number 45. Are we there yet? In figure 3.45, I really love problems like these. This might be my favorite one. I always forget how to do this. I solve them and then I completely forget. But that's the beauty of mathematics. It's the neuroplasticity is a recreation process. Anyway, I'm just going off topic here. The line segment represents a path from the point with a position vector of 5 and 3. So this is going to be a position vector to the point with its location at 16, 12. So that's another position vector. I like to think of vectors, both the point, a vector or a point, or however you want to distinguish it. They're both intertwined. That's why I use my own notation for these. In fact, speaking of my own notation, let's do that. Let's actually put the notation that I normally use. So this is going to be the x-axis and the y-axis. And I know people like to put the vectors in the i-hats and j-hats or whatever, but let me use the notation that I normally use. So this is going to be 5 and 3. And this is not to scale, folks. I'm just going to draw this arbitrarily. And, oh my God. And this is going to be maybe approximately, what is that, 16 and 12. And, of course, these tick marks are not to scale, but, hey, they don't have to be. So this is going to be 5 and 3 and 12 and 16. So this is going to be a straight line segment, 2 endpoints. So this is going to be 5 and 3, and 16 and 12. I'm going to use my own. All right. A fraction of f. Okay. Point A. Okay. So this is going to be point A. Point A is going to be somewhere in here. It's along a fraction of the way to the destination. Okay, find the position vector of A in terms of f. Okay, so f is a fraction. So what we're going to be doing, and whether you guys learn this or not, you can figure this out. Think of vectors as a magnitude and the direction. So so this might be a little off the way I drew this. So I did tilt this a little to make this, a little more. All right, so there's the points, 5 and 3 and 12 and 6. Point A is going to be some vector, which I'm going to call that L. And L is going to be, I'm going to call L as where its starting point is. So notice I'm going to think of this in terms of the vector, plus the direction of some magnitude of f. Notice that that's exactly the way I'm going to express this, folks. And but in order to get the magnitude, the vector component, I'm going to take the difference between this and this. I'm going to multiply it by this, and how am I going to do this? Well, we can already tell that this is going to be 11 and 3 and 12 is 9. So, see, I don't know how to do this off the top of my head. So I could write it like that, but that's just going to be saying, I think I should probably unitize that. It's a fraction of the way of the destination. If f is 0 and f is 1, that would be the whole thing. So I guess we'll just do that. I mean, it is a fraction of its way, so notice that all I'm doing is putting L as the position vector, as the starting position, where this starts at, 5 and 3, plus f, some fraction of this other vector, of this vector that's pointing in that direction. And that's a fraction of f. And f, if we're going to be clear on this, f is going to be in the interval between, the way I have it is between 0 and 1. I'm not sure how the answer has it. But that's how I'm going to write it down, folks. So that means that L, I'm going to rewrite this as L being the vector 5 plus 11f and 3 plus 9f. And that's it, folks. That's all it takes. So if f is 0, you have 5 and 3, and if f is 1, you have 5 plus 11, which is 16, and 3 plus 1, which is going to be 12. And you get so you're going to adding a direction a new direction to get to that endpoint right there. So I hope this is pretty straightforward for you guys. So find the position vector of A in terms of A. I think I'm done. I think that's it. All right, folks, this is done. Notice that this is more about knowing your mathematics than anything else. So if f is 0, and notice I restrict this from 0, because if f is 0, then you have the point 0.53, and if f is 1, you're adding this point to some other component, which is 11f, which is just 1, 11 plus 9, which gets us as 16 and 12. And that's all. And if A is asking find the position vector in terms of A in terms of f, well, there it is. So B is evaluate the expression for part A in, oh my God, okay. So that's just going to be 5,3 in this case. These are pretty easy, actually. I mean, like, this is blue. I mean, people are struggling with these. And B, evaluate the expression for part A in terms of, oh, I think I just did that. And C, okay, when f is 1, explain whether the result is reasonable. Of course it is, folks. This is math. So this is going to be 16 and 12, which would give us that endpoint. And I think that's it. There's no part D or something. Explain whether the, okay, point A is a fraction of f is, okay. So I guess I could pull the solution manual, guys. I might as well. So here's the solution manual, guys, if you guys want to take a look at this.